The following program is an Art and Seek presentation.
I'm Jerome Weeks. What does it take these days to create a world premiere dance performance based on classic spirituals? Dwight Roden is the co-founder of Complexions Contemporary Ballet, hailed as an exciting multicultural dance company. Last year, the New York-based choreographer was commissioned by TITAS to create a new work to debut at the Winspear Opera House. Dwight, welcome to Think.
Thanks for having me.
Now, why did Charles Santos, the executive director of TITAS here in Dallas, commission you, and what was he hoping you'd create?
Well, I think he had this idea with a singer, Cedric Neal, from Dallas, and I think he wanted to do something with spiritual music, and he heard the songs and thought of Cedric, and thankfully he thought of me as the choreographer for it. And I think he also thought that Complexions would do a real good job with this type of music.
I know that Charles has been at rehearsals, taping them chronologically following the development of the work. Yeah. In a commission like this, how much input do you welcome?
You know what? I welcome a lot. I mean, and Charles is really great about stepping back. He doesn't really want to get in the middle of it too much, but he is very excited about it, you know, very inspired by it, I think, and it's good to have it's good for him to be engaged, I think. But I'm open, you know, I'm really open. I like to know what he thinks and as it develops.
Part of the collaboration has been with Cedric Neal, the Dallas actor, singer. You've been selecting songs with him. What are you listening for? They're traditional spirituals. There's things like, you know, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, which we all know, Were You There, Ride On, King Jesus. So these are like really old songs. So we're looking for, you know, we definitely want a breath. We want a sort of a journey through this piece. This piece will be somewhere around, you know, 25 minutes to 30 minutes. It'll be a full act in the evening. So we're just looking for, you know, variable tempos and textures, and also sort of as well like concepts within the work, you know, within the song itself. So we're looking for a lot of different things. So we can create a real nice sweeping work that goes from here to there. Some sort of through line or...
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Cedric will sing live at each performance, meaning that each performance is going to be unique because the spirituals permit a certain amount of improvisation, don't they?
Right.
So how do you work that? How do you arrange that between Cedric and the dancers?
Well, I think that we're gonna plan this thing out, though. We're gonna know what we're doing. There's also going to be another singer that's going to participate, Liz Michael, as well. So both Cedric and Liz and myself and the dancers will be in the studio, you know, this week and in the weeks to come, and we're going to kind of figure out exactly which songs are going to be for what moment. And I know that we're thinking of, you know, there's 9 dancers in the work. There may be group sections, there may be solos, trios, quartets, you know, big group moments, like I said. So it's going to be one of those things that happens on the floor in the dance studio.
Is it a case of you now have 8 beats in which you can do anything, but you have to be here at this point with the dancers? Yeah,
there'll be a lot of that, like coordinating, and we also want to figure out, you know, there'll be transitions and things. So there's a lot to work out. It's very exciting though, because there's so many right now. There's so many possibilities. Like right here and now, when you're creating something, you can dream really big. Now the reality comes later when you have to put it all together and
make the choices.
And make the choices. It's about the choices, right?
The singing, the music is so integral to this piece. So let's listen to some in rehearsal.
Sinner, please don't let this harvest
Sinner, don't let this harvest
Sinner, please don't let this harvest
Don't
pass.
let this harvest pass.
Sinner, please don't let this harvest pass and die and lose your soul at last.
You were a member of Alvin Ailey's dance company, and Ailey's magnificent signature piece is Revelations, which evokes the 19th century origin of spirituals with people in long skirts and parasols and everything. You've said that you want to do something new with this. How do you handle the influence, the precedent of Ailey?
Well, it's a big influence because I danced Revelations, I don't know, thousands of times probably. Having been in the company for 7 years, that was a piece, as you would know, we did all the time. But that influence is something that will inform and inspire. I certainly don't want to recreate that, recreate that. That's a masterpiece all its own. What I want to do is bring, a 21st century interpretation of these very, very old songs that I think are still very important, very poignant. They really actually reach people. People are still really moved by them. So I'm looking forward to trying to bring a new spin on something that is traditional or much older.
They have not just a lot of church or religious history, they have civil rights history with them too.
Exactly.
How do you tend to evoke some of that, or is this going to be treated more formally, more abstractly? Or?
No, I think you're going to feel a sense of tension, for sure. There'll be a sense of tension, and I think that you can interpret that into more or less having the sense of where these songs come from historically. I don't think I can ignore that, and I'm very sort of clear on that historical relevance. So I think that it will inform the work for sure. It'll be in there in images, shapes of the movement, I hope, and also kind of the journey of the piece. We're gonna go many, many places, I hope.
Mm-hmm. Well, many of the spirituals were used to evoke both slavery and freedom. That's
right.
A kind of natural progression that you're following. Is it something like that you're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where that's what I mean by the sense of tension. There'll be a moment where things will feel, like you'll feel an exaltation, and then there'll be another feeling where you might feel bound or held or restricted in some way, and then there'll be obviously the freedom, like I said, and being able to let go and find an answer. I'm an optimist, so I think I always think of light at the end of the tunnel. So
Cedric is a devout church member. He's sung in church choirs much of his life.
Yeah.
Do these spirituals have a religious connection for you? Any background in it?
Well, I was raised in Catholic schools for 12 years, but I have to say that my grandfather was a devout Baptist, so I also went to church with him, and so I have this history of understanding and knowing the songs, and having heard them all my life. I'm definitely connected to the music. And again, having danced, not only Revelations, but throughout my career, danced to these songs in various ways. There are other pieces that were done, So I really feel a connection to these songs, and it's really interesting. I'm looking forward to figuring out how to bring a new perspective to the work.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.
Support for Art and Seek comes from Donna Wilhelm, the Margaret A. Cargill Foundation, the Robert Ted Enlow Family Advised Fund, and KERA members. Visit artandseek.org.